Now, so last time we tried to write simple circuit in NOIR, that is zero knowledge group, and then generated a proof, verified, and so on. But today I want us to do some bit of, again, installation. There are many things we need to install so that we need. Installed, first of all, we said we needed to install Rust, and good thing we all had Rust, and then install NOIR and then Nago, and that my network is very poor at night. I don't know why. Now, so Nelly, I think you're now the host. That means you'll be the one ending the recording at the end of the session. Oh, I'm also a co-host. Huh? It's okay. Now, so
let me make you the host so that you can record.
Okay, okay. Now, so I said last time we had done a lot, but today we want again to try and install more things that will make our work easier in NOIR. We had installed Nago, and the method we had used was the cargo method, where we did cargo install Nago. And as I said, this is the only way of doing it. No longer used by NOIR. Okay, it can be used, but it doesn't have a lot of functionalities. So it's not the current way of installing Nago. Although when you install it, it still work, but you'll be limited in some way. That's what I mean. So on the command line, last time what we did, we said cargo install Nago. So today I want us again to look at another way of installing. And this is the recommended one and the most current. So it's installed using NOIR app or NOIR app. Is how we install it. So what you do, first of all, you run this command up to here. You run the command up to here in your terminal. That is when you open your WSL, and then you put this command on your terminal, this command here. Then it will begin installing. You just copy the entire command and then paste in your terminal, and then press enter. After that, you'll now again, after it has run, you'll again do this other command, NOIR app. Of course, you can even do them at once. You can copy the two, paste them at once. They'll still do the installation. If you don't want to do that, you'll do the first one first of all, and then do the second one. So this will then will download Nago and install it. So I've just repeated this. This one is just a repetition. The assumption here is that I assumed I had done this one only. Then now I was to do this. So that's why you can see it here again. It's just a repetition. I'd already mentioned it. So you do the first command and then you do the second one. So what this does is that it gives you the latest version of Nago. So the latest version has a lot of functionalities. Now, I know we already installed Nago using the cargo method, the one I mentioned earlier. There's no problem. You can still do this. You can still do this. What we'll do, will just work. Then we will, if you find conflict, of course there'll be conflict. It will say, for instance, you already installed Nago. So if that is the warning you get for those who already installed, then it means we have to remove this in this command in the command line in that terminal. So that means you already installed. So if you already installed, you get a warning. And I know I am doing this because we already had installed. But we said the earlier one we installed is the one that used to be used, but it limits us in some way. And therefore, when you try to write the command I just said earlier, you get a warning, and the warning says the system already has Nago installed via cargo. And so because of that, we first of all have then to remove that Nago. So the command is this. This is the command to just copy that and again paste. You copy that and again paste in your. So that one just confirms. But if for anybody who had not installed, then this command is not this. You don't get this warning, and therefore you just proceed. Now, so for us that had installed, this warning will appear. So we have then to remove that Nago and then repeat the above procedure. Now, so then which of the two, the answer is the current one, which we are using, NOIR, is better and is the most updated, the most current. It has a lot of functions that it then will be requiring later. So this is the one that is most recommended for us or anybody that wants to use NOIR. Now it works like raster. So it then means that it will be easier for us to manage it because we are used to Rust. And I've just again repeated this statement that the first method we used may be outdated version. Is not the one that is currently used. But when they were beginning, NOIR earlier, that is the method they used, but we see they advance from time to time. And so the one that we use, NOIR, is the most current. So now, so after installing Nago, again, for us to make our work easier, we need to install shell completions. Shell completions. I'll not be doing it, and I've already installed mine. Now, what do these ones do? What do they do? They'll be assisting us in auto-suggesting. or autocomplete commands, so that you write a command, then it suggests the remaining bit, so it becomes easier for you, or it completes it for you. Now, so that is the, but this one is optional. If you don't want to be, if you don't want it, you can leave it, but it makes your work easier again. It makes your work easier. So again, most people prefer it. Now, for you to install it, you just write, and the spacing here. This is nago space generate, then this dash completion dash script. Then I'll put something here, shell. So this means you now specify the shell you want, not in brackets. I've just put in brackets here, but you just write instead of this, you write the shell you want. So the shell would mean something like bash, would mean something like Z, Zish, Fish, Elvish, PowerShell, and so on, depending on what you want, or what you are using, depending on what you are using. So you need, first of all, that means then you need to know which shell is your Nago using. What shell are you using? So that is what you need to know first of all before you install it. So I've said completion dash script. Then, for instance, you can say fish. For instance, not in brackets, or you can say bash, depending on the one you're using, or you can say zish, depending on what you're using. Now, so how do you know? So that is what, just before that, that's what I've said here. I've said, do we need to install all these shells? Because these are the shells. So depending on what you're using, you just install one of them, not all of them. So I've said no. You only need to set up completions for the shell you use. So these are the shells, this is just a repetition of the shells. Now, so the most important thing before you do this command is you must then know which shell are you using, which shell is your program using. So for you to know that, you just write echo and then this dollar sign, then shell, then it will tell you the one you're using. Or if you don't want, you can say shell version. And again, it gives you the version. Let me just share this. Just share my, what is it? WSL. Let me open my WSL so that we see the shell I'm using. So because we need to, and I've said why shell are important, and of course there are various types as you've seen. Why are they important? We said they're important for completion, auto completion. As you write your code, the commands you may want it assist you complete, so that you go faster. Let me just unshare this, and then share this. So this is my WSL, and I want to know the shell I'm using. So I will just write at the terminal part, I can write echo. See what it gives me. It tells me that I'm using bash. So if I'm using bash, this is the one then I want to install completions. I want to install completions for this, so that then whenever I'm writing my command, I can find auto completions, suggesting for me what the word is supposed to be and so on as I progress. So that is why it's important. So I've said you may want to may want to say echo shell, or sometimes if you've already installed it, like me, you may just want to know what version it is, or for instance, which shell. So for me, I've already installed it. For me, mine is bash. Which bash is it? So again, I just write in that command, I'm trying to see what I was sharing. You can still see my screen. Is that okay?
Yes.
So at the terminal, for me, I've already installed it, but the command is what I had already given. So I may want to know which one is it. So for instance, I write which shell is it. So I've said which bash is it. So after I've said which bash is it, what has it given me? Now, I think what I was doing, the command which shell is just is supposed to be the same as, let me see, just a minute. So I'll say which shell is it. Let me now write, let me do this. Cut shells, let me see what that gives me. Now, so this one is giving me the type of shells that I have. Okay, I'm working with the bash, but now under bash, I have I have the types of bash that I have. Like this one, you can see it's R bash, the same to this, but this one is just then dash, I have dash, and so on. So this it just give me the types of bash that I have, because that is what I asked, which bash do I have? Then that will give me the type. So for me to get those types, then I have to write cut etc shells. Now, so this is just a confirmation that you have them. You have them. So if you have that, that it means you've already installed. So what I've just done is a way of trying to confirm whether you already have it installed, so you can use it. But if you don't have it, which I had already shared, that is one way. The other way, that's another way. So you may also want to know, you may also want to confirm whether you've installed by just asking for the version that you have. For instance, you can just write bash, because for me, I've already proved that I am using bash. So if I'm using bash, I may just want to know which version is it? Which version is it? So just a confirmation of which shell I'm using. So the version, which version is this? The version is here, 5.2.21. This is a version of my shell. Now, so what do we say? You want to install shells, and there are various types. So, and they be helping you in auto completion and suggestion. So first of all, you want to know which one should I install? Which one should I install? So you're asking your machine which one is your Nago using. So if your Nago says that is using a bin/bash, you check whether it's installed. You check whether it's installed. So this is how I've been checking. So if you find that it's not installed, for your case, supposing you've not installed it, you'll not be able to see the version. If you ask for the version, it will not be there. If you ask for this, they will not be there. And so that means you have to proceed and then install using our earlier command. Now, but if you've installed it, then there's no need of reinstalling because you already be having it. Now, this is just a repetition of what I've already said. I've said that this is common defaults. For example, if you're using Linux, and then it's most likely that you have the zish. That is what your machine will then be using. And now you confirm whether it's installed. If it's not, you proceed now to install it. If you're using Windows, it's more likely that you're using bash. So it's either PowerShell or bash. So you can see for me, I'm using Windows, but what I'm using is bash. For you, maybe it could be PowerShell. So if it's PowerShell, and then you proceed and install it. If it's not installed, and the command for installation is this. This is the command for installation if it's not. So you just change this part without the brackets, you change this part with a PowerShell. And if it's bash, again, you change this part with bash. There's some space, and then bash. Here there's some space, then generate. There's no space, just generate dash completion dash script bash, some space there. So it depends. You have to confirm which one you need to install, because you may install one that will not be useful to you, and therefore you will not need it. It may not help you. So that is why you have to check. So I've already gone through the process of checking. This is what I've listed here. I've said to use Nago generate completion script. You only need, seen there's several, you do not need all of them, just one. And so to check the specific one that is installed, we had decided you can also use which shell. And okay, you've already said echo and then $sign and then the shell. So which shell can also be used? Just a name here. This underscore bash. If you discover it's bash, underscore bash. Now, so if it's there, If it's then you will see something like this. Like for me, when I did it, you saw something like a slash, backslash, bin, backslash. That means bash is installed. You can see my screen. Huh?
Yeah, we can see your screen, although your voice is breaking.
Are you able to see what I'm sharing?
Yes, we are able to see it.
Properly.
Yes, I can hear you properly.
Okay. Now, so we were going through the process of just installation. We had come up to this cut. There's some space, backslash, etc, backslash, then shells. Then you can see at the end there is some space, and then the full stop. So you don't leave it. It has to be there. No, the full stop is not there. It's just shells. The full stop, I think it's just something I'd just written there. Now, so we'll not go through the steps of, I've just explained how you install each of them. For example, if you wanted to work with the Zish, if it's already installed, we had already said that you have to find out whether it's already installed or not, so that you know what to do. So if it's already installed, then these are the commands you'll be then using if you are working with the Zish. This is make directory, then some space, then dash p and so on. Then you generate and save the script. So this is what we said. You just say nago generate completion script and then zish. Then you would save the script. So this is the command. This command is just for all of them. But you're only changing this bit depending on whether you are on Zish or you're on Bash or you are on Fish, something else or something else. Now, if it's not already installed, you've already checked and we've seen how to check whether it's installed or not. Then again, this will be the commands. These are the commands if it's not already installed. And then Bash, for me, from my example, I was working with Bash. So you would check again whether it's installed or not, and then proceed with these commands. So if it's not installed, without bash, if you do not have bash completion, that means it's not installed, then the commands again are here up to the end, up to the installation bit. Now, after you've installed and you want to check whether it's well installed, you would write nago. We are still using WSL. Or if you are using command prompt, that is what you are still using. You would write nago, then space, not space, but there's this tab on your keyboard. There's tab. You press it twice. You just write nago, then press tab twice. You want to check whether it's well, whether the completions have been well installed, you would write Nago in your terminal, and then press tab twice. Now, if it's installed correctly, at the end of the tab, the second tab, you should see a list of available subcommands. There should be some available commands in your, when you press tab twice. So the commands would be like the commands for building, initialization, test, and so on. Those will be the commands you then see. Just write Nago, then tab. The second time you will see commands that we will then be using. So that will be just to confirm it's well installed. The other way is you may write is, and then this. The is just is helping you to know whether it's there. Is it there? So this is not I, but is small letter L, small letter LS. Then there's some space, backslash USR, backslash local etc bash completion dot d slash Nago. Now, so if it's there, then it will bring what is there. So this one brings you a list of the installed items. So if the completion is part of that, you will see the list of completion items that have been installed when you just write this command. Let me check mine whether, let me just see whether I can do it. We see what mine would bring. I had not done it. Just a minute. Okay, I cannot share. Let me, maybe we can try that one later. But if you write this command, it's supposed to give you whatever is installed, if it's well installed. Now, the other completions are the Fisher, but it's just the same thing, installation and so on, just the same thing. Now, the other thing I wanted us to install is this. Is it Barretenberg or something? Now, this one, you know, when you're writing your NOIR, as we saw last time, we do not have Nago proof. Nago proof, Nago verify, those commands are not there. But we have Nago compile, we have Nago execute, we have Nago test. But now, if after writing your proof, after you're writing a zero knowledge proof, your circuit, and you want to generate the proof, you have to use a third party. This is the Barretenberg or Barretenberg. So this is the one we want to install. And you saw the commands we were using last time to do generation of the proof, verification of the proof, and so on. We're using commands from this. So this then is supposed to be installed. So this is just a proving backend, a proving backend to work with the NOIR programs. So it will assist us to generate in the generation of the proof, verification of the proof, and even the smart contracts. And you see the smart contracts, when we did last time, there is something we did, solidity verifier. Solidity verifier, that then is our smart contract. That becomes our smart contract. So if you are to do, this is a smart contract that you now have to use on chain. If you are trying to, is it uploading or what? But what you copy the content of the solidity verifier .sol. So we did, it was .sol. Already we had solidity verifier, and then we tried to change, we moved it to .sol. I'm referring to our last lesson. And so that becomes our smart contract at that point. Now, so how do we arrive there? We do that by Barretenberg. It's also developed by Aztec Labs for the same, for proof generation, proof verification, and smart contract generation. Now, so again, I just take you through the process of installing it. The command is this. So it is curl, and then there's some space, a -L, then some space. This is the last space, but the rest are as one letter. There's no spacing from here up to, this command is something missing here. Let me just copy the entire thing and then paste it in our chat so that you have the exact command for installation of this, because it's very important. Remember the PowerShell, what we've been doing earlier, we said was optional, but this one is not optional. This is not optional because you have to generate your proofs, you have to verify your proofs, and so on. So this then becomes a must. So that is why I need to get the entire, and it was almost complete. Let me just paste it in our chat so that you can copy it from there. So where do I paste in the chat? Oh, there's a chat here. So to everyone. So as I'd already said, I've already shared it here. Is after HTTPS, what follows is just a continuous sentence without any breaks, without any spacing. So again, it's here. Try to put it here. Yeah, it's here. So this is that command. Okay, so when you enter this, it then installs your Barretenberg, which you will then, you'll be using commands for that. You will now want to verify whether it has been installed. It will take a few minutes to do installation. Then you want to verify whether it has been installed. You do that by bb dash dash version. There's some space here, but then BB dash dash version. So that will tell you the version that you just installed. So then if you see the version, it's a confirmation that your installation was successful. But if you don't see any version, let me just share mine so that I can see what version it is, just to be sure that the installation was correct. I'm opening my WSL. I closed it. Let me see, where is it? WSL. I think it's this one. Yes, this is my, I think it's my WS. You can see it, huh? WSL, what I'm sharing.
Yes.
I'm not seeing my terminal. I don't know if it's still coming or what. Will it be here? Oh yes, it's now there. So when I type BB, then space dash dash version, it tells me that my version is 0.82.2. That means I install it. That means I install it. So that's just a confirmation that the installation was okay and that you are ready now to use it. Now, other than that, you may be having a version that you may want to install. Maybe you see there are various versions. So there could be a version that you're interested in, and so you want to install it. So if you want to install a certain version which you have, supposing your version is 0.56.0, then you just write in your terminal BB app some space dash V, some space, then the version. Then when you press enter, the version would begin installation. There are various versions. You could have, you can even have this, you can have that, and so on. So there are various versions you may want to install, and so these are the commands. So if you want, even this one, you can have NV, so that means you want it to be compatible with the NOIR. You want it to be compatible with the NOIR, so you just say a V, NV, and then the version that you want to install. So that means if there's a version you want to install, that means that you've seen the advantages of that version, and that is why you're interested in that version. So you need to, so you must get your version correctly for it to install. But if you just do this command, the version you get is the latest. When you do this command, the version that you get is the latest. Maybe you're interested with another one. So then that is what I've given there is the way you can install any other version. But by just doing this command, you get the latest version that will be compatible with the NOIR, and that will assist you a lot. I think that is what I wanted us to share today. Just wanted us to share how to install this so that we can now use, since we already saw that we do not have a way we can do NAGO prove, there's no way we can do NAGO verify, although they are still working on this NOIR thing. There might, in future, there might be a way to do NAGO prove, NAGO verify directly without necessarily having to install another backend like Barretenberg. There could be another way of doing that in the future, but at the moment, we then have to install this for us to proceed with the generation of proofs and verification. So I wanted us to install that. I also wanted us to install completions, which I took you through how to install completions. And then I also wanted us to install a NAGO by use of NOIR app, and we began from there. So with those commands, you can try it later and see that you install. And you'll be ready now to, once you install that, you'll be well equipped to write your zero knowledge proofs. Okay, unless somebody has a question, anybody with a question or any suggestion? So what we'll be looking at next is how do we then deploy Solid as our zero knowledge proofs, maybe on Ethereum platform or Aztec, and the net. What was that? Nelly said she tried to deploy on, was it Aztec?
Yeah, it was an Aztec.
Okay. I also wanted to try the same, but I think I lost the link. Well, you still have the link, huh? I checked it.
Yes.
It was
Yes, let me send it in the chat.
the link was. Oh, I did not get you.
I'm typing in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I had seen Mato had shared some link, but when I tried to check, was it today? I was not able to see it.
You'd have to set up your Aztec environment. Let me send you the link.
Yep. Or the link, you want to send the link here?
Yeah, I wanted to send the link for the guide on how to use the Aztec Remix plugin to deploy the smart contracts, the NOIR smart contracts. Let me get the link.
Okay. Now, so the first link that you shared, when I open it, the first link, this is what I get. Can you see what I'm sharing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yes, I can see.
Why do I go to?
So just click it, the open it, the docs, the first link. Just open
The first
it.
one. This first bit.
Yes. Yeah, just open it.
Mm-hmm. Can you see what I've opened?
You have, yeah.
Can you see?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Mm-hmm. That's the tech thing. That's the tech documentation.
So, for yeah. So you could install the sandbox. There's this button that says at the top, install sandbox.
Is this the one that says?
Install sandbox.
Oh, yes, I have seen it.
Kuna learn, build, run as,
Yes.
yeah.
This one.
Yes.
Oh, okay, and then there is getting started. Okay.
Yeah,
I think
so when you want to like set up an environment, you could just follow the tutorials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's another link you shared. Oh, this other link you said is for remix. How to use remix?
The other one is now, the remix plugin for Aztec, so that you can use remix. Yeah, to write the NOIR smart contracts and deploy them on the Aztec testnet.
Yeah, this one. So again, we just will read here and then understand what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So let us also try and see what when we meet next, we have something to share. Okay, Kenneth, you've been doing exams. Are you done? Is this Kenneth Com? Is it Com?
I think so. Yeah, it's him.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I think we can end there. Unless somebody has a question or any suggestion. So let's try and see what we can do on this Azitech platform, so that when we meet on Thursday, we have something to talk about. Thank you. You can have a good night, all of you.